Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to an episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm super excited to come to you today with another fresh new guest interview for you. This one's going to be fun. I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. We are rocking and rolling through the last week of the year here of 2023. And Sam, you're going to get to be our last guest of 2023, so that's pretty cool. How you doing today, buddy? We have Sam Badgett with Southern Standard Landscaping over in Georgia on the show today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, buddy. I'm excited. I know we chatted back and forth on Instagram. God, I was looking back. It was like a year ago. I didn't realize it was that long. Just talking about meeting up one day, and time gets away, and you don't even realize it. But glad to get to do this call, and then hopefully meet up in person as we progress and build this relationship moving forward. But man, I want you to just kind of walk us through a little bit of your story. It's kind of the typical, get everybody caught up on what you're doing, how you kind of started your business, and then we'll kind of dive into what you got going on today and talk some business principles in life. And you got a good sized company over there, so just kind of walk us through it, man.
Yeah, so I started this company with a buddy in high school. I was 16, so that was 2016, 2017. We were in a business class together, and we had to come up with like just a business, and we came with a landscaping company, and then decided like we were both doing yards on the side. So we started working together, grew that for about a year, and then split ways. He was a little bit further away, so it worked better for us to stay in our own sides of town. He went off, created a really successful junk removal company in the Atlanta area, and then we've just been growing ever since. Tried college when COVID hit, decided to drop out, and then took it full time in 2020. And now we run about 12 guys in the field throughout the summer, and we have office staff and a sales team as well. So
that's fantastic, dude. There's so much to unpack there. I feel like when you get to this point and you kind of reach this point in business, you just it's easier to run through it and kind of just tell everybody where you're at. So a lot of guys are probably like, my gosh, how did we get here? How did you do that? You're pretty young. So what does that make you? 23, 24?
I'm 23.
23. Okay. So, we're almost the exact same age. I just turned 24 last month. So, we're right there close to each other. So that is awesome, man. I'm one of those guys, man. What'd you do? How you do it? So let's dive into that. I want to really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of building this business, if you don't mind today, because we're coming to the end of 2023, and this is something that a lot of guys I think is more. It's kind of on the radar a little more of not scaling to some $10 million company per se, but adding a few guys, making 5, 6, 7, maybe $1 million in revenue. And it's not easy, but I know that it's definitely doable. You can do it with systems, processes. And so let's walk through that, man. You go back to high school or maybe right after you split, then what were you doing then that you think led you to this point today? Was there anything you did from the beginning that you said, hey, I would 100% do that again, or just walk us through maybe something that you messed up that you say, hey, we did it this way, but I've learned over time, don't do it this way, and what would you do differently?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just the freedom to be able to have my own business in high school. I played a lot of sports, so being able to work after school and on weekends and stuff, that was great. But I think just realizing I wanted to have a larger company, it's definitely not fun. It's definitely not easy. Wanted to give our employees opportunities. So in high school, just had buddies work for me on the side part-time. We just kept growing and growing. Really, our biggest thing from the start was just offering a quality product. We wanted to make sure we did a really good job for all of our clients. So with that and word of mouth, we just continued to grow and grow. And I think that's really starting in high school, we utilized Nextdoor really heavily, and that just created a platform for us now of like we get so many leads off of Nextdoor, and we don't even spend money with Nextdoor. We don't do anything like that. I mean, if you look us up in our area, we'll pop up number one for any landscaping service. I think starting out, that was a big thing for us. Going through high school is just something I enjoyed doing. And then as I transitioned out of high school into college, it really was just more of a passion of mine. I would sit in the back of class and put quotes together. I was paying to go to school and was not enjoying it. So when COVID hit, I just said, not doing this anymore. So we just went full time with it. 2020. I just had one buddy work for me part-time. And then as we got through the end of summer into fall, I think it was me and 3 part-time guys worked the rest of the fall. The following year, I think we ran about 3 to 4 guys that year.
Now let me stop you. Don't forget where you're going. Don't forget where you're going. Yes. I just want to really quickly. Do you remember how much you were doing in revenue those years? And
so first year in like technically business in 2020, we did about 150. Our first year, 150,000. Second year in 21, we did a little over. I think it was like 365.
And that was with those 3 to 4 guys, is what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's what I think that's something that a lot of guys struggle with is like, how many guys should I have? What revenue should I be producing per guy? Things like that. So I wanted to hear what that was that worked for you.
Yeah. And really that time we really were just doing like maintenance and cleanups. We were known in our area for doing, and we still are, one of the main companies that only does this. A lot of ivy and brush removal. We'll go into overgrown properties and we can just transform it within a day. I mean, some properties were there for a week, depending on the acreage, but really that's what we're known for in our area. And that's what we started the company as. It was really like a niche that we were able to find in our market, and we just went with it, and it worked out great for us. We're very good at what we do in that we did that all the way, just that and maintenance all the way up to the end of 22. And the end of 22, we started doing full service installs. So, I mean, we're doing full outdoor living spaces, hardscapes, retaining walls, drainage, everything like that now. But starting out, we weren't even really doing any install work. So
how were you raised? This is a kind of a weird question. Were you raised by someone who taught you all of these things, or have you hired people that know how to do them better than you do?
Yes. So hardscaping, install, anything like that, I've hired people. We grew to enough where I could just hire people, and I know how to do some of it, but I've never built a patio before in my life. We built some great patios. I hired the right people to be able to do that for us. Now, for like the brush side, we just taught ourselves. We just got better every year, and we just got really, really efficient. We were able to grow and afford the right equipment, and we can crank through stuff like that now. But on the install side, we hired, trying to think how many guys. We brought on 6 guys this past year that were very, very good at what they did on the install side. So,
oh man, there's so much to still dive into. Okay, so you said back in the day you started on Nextdoor. That's something that I do kind of want to hit on, because I've heard a lot of guys say that Nextdoor has been good for them. I've personally never really used the platform much. We just started the trash can cleaning company, and it's new to our area. So I've toyed with it a little bit on there. I haven't gotten much from it, but I'm probably just not using it the right way. Is Nextdoor something that you would say is still active and productive? I know you said you still get leads from it, but
yeah. Oh, yeah. I would definitely say so. I mean, I think we have a couple different accounts depending on the addresses we have on there. So I think across the whole platform, we have over 200 and something 5-star reviews on there.
Wow.
It really is one of those things that we just utilized it. People put us out there, and sometimes some posts get a couple likes, but we've had posts that get like 60 comments on it. And then you're out giving, you got all these people reaching out.
30 estimates, yeah.
Yes. So when we first started, that really, really helped. It still helps. I would say we do a lot off of our Google, and we have a lot of Google reviews. We use the SEO stuff and marketing through that. But same thing, Nextdoor. I mean, I would say we get at least 40 to 50% of our business off of Nextdoor, just the way that we were able to build it in the early days to create a platform of like, oh, I need this landscaping service done. They go on there, look for it. we're going to pop up number one. And they have a lot of other people commenting and leaving reviews. So they know that we're a trusted source to be able to provide a high quality product for them. So
how do you like give us the 3-minute rundown on how how does Nextdoor even work for somebody who's never heard of it? Because I myself am kind of like, how does this work?
So really, when we first started, they didn't have a good platform for businesses. So we would get kicked off for like 2 weeks at a time. Sometimes we would go on there and post like, hey, we're in high school, we're doing these, like we can do these services. Really the biggest thing is people can leave you a review, but when someone leaves you a post and tags your business, it goes on the main feed. So anybody in your area, you can have tens of thousands of people that can view that. And then they're like, well, I need this service done too. So then that's how we were able to get that traction and grow. They have created now more of like a business platform. Like you can post as a business, you can do ads as a business, stuff like that.
So
like
overall, it's just like a platform that I've heard people say they use it in neighborhoods. A lot of people in neighborhoods use it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's just a platform for the homeowner to go search.
Yep. That's all it is.
Okay, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. It's cool to hear that you've done that. So I feel like that's a big problem that people struggle with is like getting leads, getting work enough to justify the hiring and things like that. So as you work through that, you conquered the lack of lead problem, I guess you could say, and you started growing that way. Well, you had to run into a point of where you were running out of your time to do everything. You had so many leads coming in that you couldn't do it all. So I'm assuming that just led to you hiring other people. I mean, walk us through that of your hiring process. How did you learn and teach yourself to get out of your own way and bring people on and create a team culture that is going to allow you to grow to where you are?
Yeah, I think really what it was for me is surrounding myself with the right mentors and stuff. Once I did that, that was really the guidance to build a company where I wasn't like killing myself, where I wasn't working in the field 50 hours a week, plus doing all the estimates and all the other administrative work. So that was a transition. Let me think. Spring of 2022. I met with a local guy. They own Mountain High Mulch, big mulch supplier. They have a lot of the big mulch blower trucks. They're right down the street from us, and met with him. He got me in touch with a consulting group called Win Rate Consulting. I've been with them for almost 2 years. That's been the biggest transition, helping me grow the business from everything, almost all of 2022, growing and hiring the right people so that I could get out of the field so that we could take the business to the next level. So this is the first year we've been in business where I think I've had to be in the field to help touch up a few things and drop material off like 2 times this year. And then the other times I've been in the field, I've just wanted to get out of the office and be out in the field, run a Kubota or something like that for the day. That's really, it's creating the systems and processes, creating a really good company culture, because we'll go through employees, and if they don't fit our culture, our team will weed them out really quickly. It was creating the right core values, just the right culture. And then they saw what we were doing, and that's how we were able to bring the right people into place. Let me think, a little over a year ago was when we really started to bring some key people, and then we've just been growing like crazy ever since. So
very cool. Very cool. You talk about the core values, the systems, the processes. Can we dive in a little deeper into the actual how you do that? I mean, because that's something that we are at that time. We are planning for 2024 right now. I am trying to get our business to a point of where we can start bringing on team members and bringing on the correct team members. Like everybody says, put a system and a process in place. Everybody says, put core values in place. How did you do that? What were actual action steps that somebody can take to perform those activities?
I think really going back to like getting into the right group and stuff, they really laid out the blueprint for that. So that was really where the help came for me, and that fast tracked us really quickly. It's really just sitting down and analyzing everything and saying, okay, what do we stand for? What is our mission statement? Like ours is we want to provide a carefree landscaping experience for all of our clients. So we create that, then we create our core values. So like our core values are we over me, so teams greater than me. integrity, just like we got hot summer days out there, just pushing through and like just being honest. Like mistakes happen, and that's one thing that our team is, sure, everybody makes mistakes, but letting your supervisor know, letting me know, stuff like that. World-class service, I think that's one of our really big ones. It's just because we want to create a very high-quality product from the first time someone reaches out to us, all the way through the project, and just the final completion of a very high-quality product. And then attention to detail, just all of us paying attention to the little details. It really just comes down to, like, say, someone who's listening, really what they stand for and really what they want their core values to be. It really is just a personal preference. And we sat down with our team and we went over a bunch almost 2 years ago and just said, okay, what do we stand for? And I mean, we sat down a couple months in a row just figuring out, okay, what works best for us, and we tweaked them, and that's what we came up with. So
did you work through the EOS system at all? The traction?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay. I didn't know if that was. There's a book called Traction that I'm listening to right now, and it's pretty popular. Yep. Do you know what the book is?
Yeah, I've listened to it. Yeah.
Okay. Then you know what I'm talking about. So, guys, go check out Traction if you want to hear about it. But that's a pretty good book. Okay, so building that culture, putting those employees in place. You say attention to detail. That's a great core value to have. But that's a hard one to uphold. When you talk about when you're going to make service one of your key, like, not customer service, but service, your product. That's a very hard one to uphold. So how did you handle quality control when in your growth year of getting out of the field, putting guys in place? How did that work for you?
I think really from the start, I've always been something who I always want something to be perfect, and it's not always initially be 100% perfect. But the guys that have been with me, I have one guy who's been with me from the start since high school. I went to high school with him. We played sports together in high school. He's one of my managers now. As he's been with me from the start, and he grew with us, and he saw where we wanted to go in the mission. And it really was just being like, we were like just pounding it into our guys of like, this is what we stand for. This is the detail we need. And it took time, but once the main guys started to catch on and everything, it really was one of those things that they could take it and put it into their crews, the guys that were working for them. And then we were able to bring guys over that were bought in to our mission. And that was the biggest thing, is they were bought into the mission. It took time for everybody to get bought into, okay, these are our core values and attention to detail. Yes, it's hard sometimes, but really we pride ourselves in that. And that's really where we set ourselves apart from all the other companies in our area, is that attention to detail. It's just one of those things. We've just built it the way we started the company and the way we've been able to build it over the years. It's just one of those things that's just like, it's a standard for us. So
now, would I be lying in telling you that, and literally tell me if I'm wrong, like if I did your quality drop at all when you got out of the field, a percentage, or do you think it really stayed
always
up?
I would say, I mean, that's one conversation I've always had with people, is like, yes, maybe a little bit. You go from maybe 100% to 95%.
Yeah.
But the thing for us is our crew leads are more picky than our clients are going to be. And
that's good.
That's one thing of, I am way more picky than any client. And sometimes there are clients who are very, very picky. And that's one thing where it's excessive, and we have to go evaluate that situation and talk with the client like, hey, this is not in the boundaries of our contract, our quotes. And that's one thing we've had to work with when it comes to quoting and stuff. But really, I mean, we go above and beyond, and our team knows that. And especially our foremen and our crew leads, they know to uphold those values. And really, I mean, I don't even know how many times we've had this year we've had less callbacks than maybe like 3 this whole entire year.
Wow.
So it really is like, our team sets a standard. And it really is one of those things of like, they're honed in to our values to provide a very quality product for our clients. So,
and y'all are still doing lawn maintenance, correct?
We do full service. So we got rid of like 35 clients last year, and a lot of it was biweekly, and none of them really wanted to transition over to a weekly service that was full service. So it is everything. We take care of everything. It's a 12-month contract. We're getting the same payment from every client every month. January, February, we're going every other week because there really isn't that much to do. But we're still billing the same amount because we're doing 2 leaf cleanups for them in the fall. We're doing their crepe myrtles, all their cutbacks, everything like that. So we transitioned into that this year. That's 1 day a week. I have one crew that goes out 1 day a week for that, and then they do one other day a week. We do all of our commercial properties on the other day. So yeah.
Oh wow. So you've transitioned pretty big time over to or maybe not transition. Maybe you never grew in the maintenance side, but so you're mainly landscape and hardscape now.
Yeah, I mean, maintenance has always been the smallest portion of our company.
Oh, okay.
It really
Okay,
was like, it's not a big portion. As we continue to grow, we want to grow it, especially the commercial side of it. It's a great source of revenue throughout the winter. We're still busy on hardscape stuff through the winter, but not as like busy as we'd be in the summer. So it's great for that. And then plus the other projects that come along at some of these really big townhome complexes. So maintenance is, I mean, I think it's 15% of our business, if even.
Okay. I don't know. I just assumed you had more maintenance than that. So that's okay. That's cool.
We're 2 days a week on maintenance right now. So we some months it varies. We have some clients that are like set up on like a bi-monthly or a monthly package, and we just go in once a month, trim all the bushes, pick up all the sticks, make sure all the beds are edged, stuff like that. But only 2 days a week on weekly service. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. That's really cool. Hiring those guys, the hardscape crew, because you talk about like that is something that you don't know much about, you didn't know anything about apparently, and I'm kind of in that same boat. I think a lot of guys are, but they want to break into that design install space, and in doing that, it's like you're saying, you found the right people who knew how to do it better than you did. How did you find those people? Did you hire a recruiter to go grab them from another company? Like, where did you get a hold of the guys like that?
So really, we just had, we just put an ad out on Indeed. We weren't even paying for it. And I had a couple guys come in and say, oh yeah, we can do this and that. Ended up not working out. Weren't going to live up to our values.
Yep.
And I had one guy, he's our main foreman now, Fernando, and he wouldn't even submit his application on Indeed. He just found my number, called me one day, and that stood out to me of like, he's interested. And then I don't remember, I think he reached out again like 2 weeks later because he hadn't heard anything. I was like, okay, well, let's set up an interview because I need this person. And my hesitation was, we're about to go into winter. Do I want to bring on a full-time install guy before we go into winter? We had just started doing installs. We weren't booked for winter for installs, so it was going to be that rough range. Let's just give it a shot.
The Lawntrepreneur Academy is your online destination for learning how to grow a successful lawn and landscaping company.
Hi, this is Scott from New Jersey. I just wanted to say that Brian puts out some great content. Definitely has helped me grow my lawn and landscape business. Just finished my 4th or 5th coaching call with Brian, and every time I get off a call, I'm definitely ready to go out there and crush it. I also just recently purchased the whole ball of wax from Lawntrepreneur Academy. Loving all the content. Brian's definitely out there looking out for our best interest and trying to help us grow a bigger and better business.
The link is in the show description. Make your business as successful as possible with training and resources from the Lawntrepreneur Academy.
Worked out. He knows he knows everything when it comes to install. He's very detail oriented. Brought him over, and then as we continue to grow in springtime this previous year, in the beginning of 2023, we basically had a waiting list from all the guys that he had worked with at previous companies that had worked under him. They saw the culture we were growing and the opportunity for growth here. And so we just we brought over his main foreman from his other company, some other guys he'd worked with in the past at other companies. So we added, we had 5 more guys in the springtime. And some of them were foreman on his crew. So it's been nice to where he can go off and do other things and his crew's still running. So that was really just building the right culture. And then
you found that key person.
Yes, found the key person. And that was the biggest thing. And as we continue to grow, we're able to bring more and more guys over from previous relationships that he's had at other companies. That's the hard part, is we want to create a really good work environment compared to some of the other companies in our area of just really doing a very good job to treat our employees right and provide that growth opportunity for every single one of them. So
that's interesting, man. That's really, really cool that it played out that way. It is finding that key guys. I think it was one of the major hurdles that a lot of people are dealing with, but I think it comes back to you. Like did you have core values in place before hiring him? Or is this okay? So see,
so all that that was like we hired him, I think 6 to 8 months after we started implementing all this stuff into the company. So
he could see what he was walking into. He could tell he was walking into an organized company where he knew he could grow and things like that. So I think that's would you say that's a key role in like having your crap together, getting
Yes. Yeah. You have to have it together or you're not going to be able to keep those people. If we did not have those things in place, he wouldn't still be with us because it wouldn't have been have that growth opportunity that he was looking for. So now he knows I can grow in this company in a major role and help us scale to a crazy amount and still offer that high quality product. So that's like just the opportunity. They're able to use their traits and skills and just continue to grow in a position here. So, yeah.
That's good. Well, let's talk a little bit of the financial side, if you don't mind. Like you grow this quickly. You have a bunch of equipment on hand. I've seen your Instagram stuff.
Yep.
How have you handled that? Have you kind of leveraged debt to help you grow? Have you done it all cash? How does that work?
So we started as all cash, pretty much, besides one truck when we first started. And then let me think. Honestly, this year we went from last year we did a little over, we did like 620 something like that last year, and we knew we wanted to double if not more this year. So we'll finish the year at a 1.3, right around 1.3 this year.
Awesome.
So we took the risk, and it's one of those things that we took calculated risk on. Okay, we want to grow to this point. If we do it the cash route, it's going to take like. Everybody has their own thing. I like to leverage debt to be able to grow. Yep. I think everybody has their own opinion. I think each way is fine. So we leveraged that. End of last year, we bought a dump truck. It was a little bit older. It was a 2007 model. It's a Chevy. It was great for us. And then we just had some breakdown issues over the summer. So we ended up upgrading this year and got a brand new Chevy 4500. I think that was the first other vehicle that we had, second vehicle we had gotten that we had a loan on or just financed it. And then into last year, we got our Kubota, which was just do a lease through Kubota. And then let me think, what else did we buy? We got a Mini X midway through this year just to help us on some. We were renting it too much, and we were like, we're spending all this. We could have paid for one of our bigger months in August. We needed it pretty much all month, so we could have paid for almost 2.5 months of just financing it through the dealer. Yeah. Instead of renting it. So we're like, okay, we'll do it, and now we use it all the time. So it's like we can use it for more and more things. So.
And you always have it on hand. It's always at your lot when you need it. That's the big thing.
So, yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing for us was being able to leverage it to the best of our ability and just be smart with it. That's the thing is you can't go over and go crazy with it, but we leveraged it and took the calculated risk of, okay, we want to get to this point. We're going to need these pieces of equipment, and that's what we did. So.
Yeah, that's super cool, dude. That's super cool. So you don't even have a mini skid in your fleet, do you?
We have it's a multi-one loader. Vermeer owns them now. It's the first piece of equipment we bought. It's an articulating loader on turf tires.
I have seen that little articulating thing. That thing's cool.
So it works great because we can go across lawns without laying plywood down. We're not going to tear anything up. We bought that really for our brush side. It's great for jobs like that. You're not going to tear anything up. It can pick up 2,000 pounds. It's a great piece of equipment. It sucks at grading. So like we don't really use it for that.
Yeah.
Just removing material, picking up brush and debris. It's great. We have our full size skid steer. It's a 65-2 Kubota. So it's a little bit on the smaller side. We didn't want anything like too crazy. So being able to utilize that, but we do not have a mini skid. That is like our next thing we'll be getting in the spring as we continue to grow. Is some areas where we work, it requires something a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So, and we want for those tighter spaces something that can still pick up a pallet of paver, stuff like that. But yeah, something in the future. That's probably one of our more pressing purchases as we go into springtime. So.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, as we reflect on 23, what is kind of a 5-minute, however long you want to go into it, rundown and year in review for you? What did 2023 look like? I mean, you obviously grew a lot. What were some pain points along the way, if you don't mind sharing?
I think, trying to think,
or was it just so good? Was it just such a good year?
No,
you didn't have any?
It was a very hard year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say everybody says we're in a recession, stuff like that. The economy is weird. I think it's one of those things. I just kept my head down and I knew we were like, this is our goal. We're going to hit it. I've always been like a goals driven person. So just being able to do that. I think the hardest part for us was a sales rep. We went through 2 this year, unfortunately. And that was our bottleneck, to be able to grow to a certain standard. I can't handle 60 leads a week coming in. So stuff like that. We had one sales rep that was a great fit for us, had design experience, knew everything, just wasn't a great fit. He wasn't a great fit just because he had a bunch of little kids, stuff like that. I get that. Brought on another guy, had him for 4 months or for 3 months, went downhill the last month and then let him go. And that really, when stuff's underbid and you're at a company this size like that, some of our worst months were over the summer just for those reasons, unfortunately. And that was a big hurdle to get back over as we went into the last 2 quarters of the year. Look, we're able to right the ship and get from that. I think the biggest thing is when you get to a size like this, managing all the employees, setting those standards in place for everybody and not cutting your standards to fill a spot. I think that was something I really learned this year of, oh yeah, I know this guy, he can drive our dump truck for us, his experience. Well, if he doesn't fit the position right and our core values, well, then you're creating a bad atmosphere for everybody else. So learning those things throughout the year was a big learning experience. I mean, it was a great year. It was just a lot of ups and downs through different things, but really just learned a lot. I think that's the biggest thing, which excites me, is we can take the lessons that we're learning this year, put them into next year, and just go full force ahead. So,
do you have a sales guy currently, or are you going to look in the spring?
No, we're working with a recruiting firm right now to help find the right person. We're really looking for someone who has been in the industry and then potentially has some design experience as we continue to get into the more and more of these bigger high-end projects.
Yeah.
It's harder for us to go work with a third party and make sure all the pieces work together. It's a lot of back and forth, and we really want it to be in-house just so it's a smoother process for all of our clients.
Yeah.
We're working on it. It's just one of those things that we know as we grow. I can't, if I'm fully on sales, I can handle the growth we want to have this upcoming year, but I'm in charge of managing a lot of the other stuff and making sure everything else is running smoothly. So really having that salesperson to help us hit the next level is our main goal as we go into next year. So.
Yeah, that's good. I think you said something that it's like I said, you get to a certain point and you just do this stuff every day. You don't even think about it. You said something that you didn't even realize you said. And if you would have waited, you would have gotten, if you want to find someone just to fill a spot, but they don't fit your culture, then you're going to be in trouble. And like, if I thought to myself, if you would have waited to hire, did you say his name was Fernando? Yeah. If you would have waited to hire him to the springtime, because remember you were like, I don't know, it's hard, it's winter, I don't want to add a full time. If you would have waited, you probably would have ended up running around trying to find someone while there's work waiting on you. You needed it done, and like that's a huge thing that you have to sit back and look at. Of like, guys, I know it's tough. I know that it probably is not going to look good on the books as far as like, do I have the money to do this? But there's times, like you're saying, you just have to take a calculated risk, and there's a lot of times you got to trust your gut, and you got to follow that. I mean, it is. You're definitely gonna learn. You're gonna learn along the way, but you're gonna have mistakes. But I think that it will pay off a lot. Yeah.
No, I think that was the biggest thing, is just taking calculated risk. But like, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It fails, and you just got to start over. I think that's one thing I've taken is like, sure, there's there's fear and there's doubt in some of these bigger decisions that have to be made. And there's a lot more people that count on us to make the right decisions, but at the same time, taking that calculated risk to be able to grow a company that can provide for other people's livelihoods and families. So,
yeah, that's really good. What kind of software are you running to run a company like that this size?
So we started with Jobber 2 or 3 years ago. We are rapidly outrunning that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just not, the job costing doesn't work the way we need it to. It's not for the for what we're doing, it's not working. So we're switching over to job tread. We're in the process of working on that right now, of getting everything switched over. So as we start going into springtime, we'll be working with them. Theirs is more of just a job costing software. For where we're going, it's going to help us just provide a higher quality product for our clients, help us on more of the contract side. As we get into these bigger projects, you have to have a lot more legal terms and stuff like that built into it. So really just helping us take us to that more of a professional stance on the install side. Jobber's great for like our maintenance route, stuff like that. We're just outgrowing it. We've had too many issues with them this year, unfortunately. So it works better for us to go to a platform that's more built to where we want to grow into it.
100%. You got to have, when you get to these, like you're saying, these big design install, you have to have job costing. You have to have some type of budget to operate off of, a working budget. So that implementing a higher end software is definitely, I think it is huge in seeing some good growth there. And I think that'll pay off for you. Another kind of a hot topic right now is how do you pay you guys? Are you an hourly company, or do you do a salary? How does that work?
So some of our like office staff and like sales, their salary, and then sales is commission based. But for all of our guys in the field, everybody's hourly. As we continue to grow, guys will get moved more into a salaried position just because of their responsibilities. But pretty much everybody is hourly. As we go into next year, everything will change around. But yeah,
I'm glad you answered it that way, because of a follow-up question. How do you translate your passion, your drive, your culture for your company over into your employees of like, hey, we need to hit hours on this because we want to make money, and like the more money we make, the more money you make. So like, do you have any type of profit share in place, bonuses? Like how does that? Because here's what we're dealing with in this industry is, why would a guy want to get a job done sooner when he knows if he drags it out longer, he makes more money? You know what I mean? So like, how are you getting that across to your guys?
I think it really comes down to the leadership we have. Is our leaders in the company, their goal is to provide a high quality product to all of our clients and to do it in a very timely and efficient way. Yes, some stuff takes longer than other projects. It really is one of those things our leaders set that standard, and I don't have to worry about it too much. We do offer, like, as we continue to grow, we'll offer more benefits of, if we're hitting certain margins and stuff like that on jobs, of benefits for our guys, some profit sharing, stuff like that. I mean, we do offer a lot of different things. We do quarterly outings with our team. So we'll go to like Top Golf, we'll go skeet shooting. Like, we do a bunch of stuff like that every quarter.
Yeah.
We do lunches once a month with our team. We provide really good uniforms throughout the year, new hats, sweatshirts, winter jackets, like everything like that. We keep our fridge and our shop stocked with drinks. We got snacks, stuff like that. It really comes down to our core guys really just like pursuing to make sure that they see the time they have allotted on their schedule for jobs. And yes, some stuff goes over, some stuff goes under on the time allotted. It really comes down to them. They hold a standard. They know what needs to be done. And they'll be honest with me. If something's underbid a little bit or there's not enough hours, like, hey, it's going to take a little bit longer, but they're not dragging their feet. Our guys really bust it every day. It just really comes down to the core guys in our company. So
yeah, it's good. It all falls back on your people, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, is there any one question before I let you go here, and I don't want to hold you too long. What is your why? What is the why behind what you do?
I just think I've always wanted to be successful. I've always wanted to be able to create like a lifestyle where like money is not a worry, and like money is not the main drive, but money solved a lot of problems. And I think the other thing is just being able to provide a livelihood for all of our employees where they can have somewhere where they're comfortable when they come to work. They're not worried about certain things, that they're able to make a certain wage to provide for their families. I think that's really drives me in that area. But being able to provide like a livelihood for like my future family, stuff like that, I think that's really the main driving force there.
Awesome, man. Well, is there anything we left out that you want to share or advice you'd leave with anybody today?
I don't really have anything.
You laid it all out there for us. I like it. I think this has been really good, man. I appreciate your time today. I know you're busy. I want to let you get back to work and run in the office there. Where can anybody find you if they want to follow up with you, maybe on social media or ask you a question down the road?
So we're either Instagram or Facebook, Southern Standard Landscaping. You can either DM or just reach out to me through that. I think that's probably the best place. So
awesome, man. Well, Sam, I really, truly appreciate you coming on today and spending some time with us. It's been a true honor. Guys, I thank you for listening and tuning into the show today. It means the world to us. I hope you had a fantastic 2023. We're going to hit you hard in 2024 with some new stuff coming down the pipe for you. So I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of good conversations with a lot of great guests coming up. So excited for that. Thank you all for your support in 2023, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one at the start of 2024. See you guys.
Are you feeling stuck in the slow lane of business growth, wondering how to assemble a dream team that propels your business forward? Or perhaps putting in the hustle but not seeing the financial results that you crave? We get it. But guess what? We've got the game-changing event you've been waiting for. Get ready for the LCR Summit, your ultimate experience to get answers and take action. Join industry titans Keith Kalfas, John Pajak, Marvin Salcido, Paul Jameson, Mr. Producer, and Jeremy Vest in dynamic workshops on marketing, team building, and company culture. Budgets, break-evens, and bottom lines, podcasting, and YouTube content creation designed to kick your business into high gear. Picture this: 2 days of hands-on interactive sessions in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia at the Creators Clubhouse on January 19th and 20th. Limited seats ensure an engaging experience, so you're not just attending, you're participating, collaborating, and transforming. Oh, and did we mention a special bonus? Brace yourselves for Jonathan Potoshnik, the lawn care millionaire, delivering a keynote that's worth the price of admission alone. LCR Summit event host Naylor Taliaferro says, "I wish this event existed when I started my business. It's a unique opportunity to connect with industry leaders and invest in the future growth of your business." Click the link in the episode description or head straight to lcrsummit.com to snag your seat before they sell out. And by the way, tickets are fully refundable because, hey, we get it, business emergencies happen, and when there's snow, you gotta go. So invest in your future, worry-free. Here's to the clear skies and bright future of your business. We'll see you January 19th through the 20th at the LCR Summit, lcrsummit.com. Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.